Welcome back to the channel, everybody. 2 weeks ago, well, I'm hoping I posted this video 2 weeks after the first video, but a couple weeks ago we filmed our initial thoughts on the Zastava M77, which is a big-ass 308 AK. How big-ass, you might ask? Well, big, thick receiver, bulge trunnion, little under a 20-inch barrel, and shoots 308s. It's a pretty big-ass gun. So in the last video, we had a couple of upgrades, but we went full retard on this one, and we even voided our warranty. I'll talk about that in a second. So real quick, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to put the link to that video down below if you want to go see our first shots. We shoot a match with it, and we shoot it suppressed. We do a bunch of that. Today's goal is to test out a couple of these new mods, test out this brand new primary arms, SLX 5X, calibrated for 5.56 and 308. It uses the ACSS Aurora sight. This is a brand new optic, just came out. And I talked to Henry at 9-Hole Reviews for a little bit just to make sure I really get a good zero on this thing. He gave me some good tips. So we're going to try to push this thing beyond 600 yards today. We're at the beautiful Ranch, Texas, the home of Kalash Bash. And I've never really shot past 600 with an AK, style gun. So I figure we're shooting 308, it should be more than capable, and we've got good ammo to do it. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Let's talk about our upgrades, do some mag dumping, and then we'll go long range and see what this bad boy is capable of. But before we do that, if you want to support the channel and you like what we do here, that's awesome. But we don't do Patreon and we don't do paid random ads for ball sack razors. What we do have is merch. Not only merch, but AK style merch. Go by thirdpinthreads.com. Pick up a cool AK outline hat. They are my favorites. This is a very Gucci shirt we made, our golden AK third pin thread shirt. Super cool, looks sick, very flashy, very look at me, but it's one of my absolute favorites. That's the best way to support us. We hook up every package with candy and stickers. It's the biggest supporter of the channel, and it directly affects us, and you're getting something for your money, and instead of buying a ball sack razor. But anyway, if you do pick one up, it's greatly appreciated. Back to the M77. So what is different on the gun today compared to a few weeks ago? A few weeks ago we had the factory Zastava walnut furniture. We got rid of the original black furniture, which was just terrible. Now we've gone a step farther. Now we have real surplus Yugoslavian time period wood. We have an M70 stock, pretty clean with the rubber butt pad. Now any Zastava that you buy, M70, M90, M77, they all take the same furniture. You can literally buy some old, worn-out surplus wood and put it on your gun with, a flathead wrench in your hands. It's very easy to do, and it really changes the overall look. Like, it just looks like it's 30, 40 years old now. It looks really cool, but it's a brand new gun with really old furniture. I want to give a really special shout-out to our good buddy Larry on Instagram. I'll put his handle right here. I made mention that I was looking for a nice set of trench art handguards, and he's like, yo, I got you. So I sent him some really nice Norinco flatback mags, and he sent me some very cool, probably from the Balkan War, Yugoslavian M70 handguards with trench art. You see that trench art? That is one thing that makes Yugo variant AK so cool. If you want to put old wood on it, a lot of it has trench art. It's got history. Probably got a story to tell, maybe a good one, maybe a bad one. But is what it is. It's just one extra coolness about being into AKs, especially Yugo patterns. We're still rocking the US palm grip that it came with. I think that's a very good grip that they originally sent it with. And we voided our freaking warranty with an ALG trigger. I'll show you here that I did polish the hammer face, and install was very easy. I did notice something cool that Zastava does. It actually came with trigger pin retainer plates. It came with a trigger pin retainer plate. I'll show you what that looks like here. I swapped that out for the Kyber Customs trigger pin retainer plate. It's really cool. It's got little AK outlines, and it tells you which pinhole is which, and it's just cool. Plus, Tony over at Kyber throws those in with like almost every order. So I have a bag of trigger pin retainer plates, and they will save your freaking life when you go to dig the shepherd's hook out of these things if you want to void your warranty and put a trigger in. I'm very anxious to see what that trigger do with 308 and how fast it can shoot with the recoil and everything else. Still running our CS spec 25 rounders and the factory 20 that it came with. We're running a JMac G36 style flash hider. and 14x1 left hand. And the bottom is slightly closed, so it's kind of compensated. But I wanted to try to quiet this thing down. It was so loud with the muzzle brake. And it doesn't have a whole lot of kick. And of course, that optic. We are running the RS Regulate 302 MS. This is the newer version of his Yugo pattern optic mount. This one has a lot of real estate. You can run the optic forward, middle, and the rear. So we're running that new SLX 5X, which kind of needs to be closer to your face to get into that eye box. And I'm running it on the lowest mount possible, which on an AK, got to have those optics mounted low if you're going to run factory stocks. And it's in a really good spot. Came with a little condom on there too, which is kind of cool. And that's really what this whole video is about, is this new primary 5X on this gun to see what it can do at distance. By the way, if you do want to buy stuff at Primary, Camera Girl just reminded me she has an affiliate link. It helps her out. I'll put that down in the description below. Don't let me forget that when I'm editing. We've loosened the safety slightly. The safety's a bit more smooth. We have really never ran this thing not on gas setting 1. We've got 3 different types of ammo. Wolf, a very little bit of Barnall, which shot very soft, and we're going to shoot long range with S&B 147 grain brass case. Anyway, let's just see how it shoots, how it feels. We'll do a little mag dumpage, and we'll go to long range, man, and see how we can do with this thing. I'm very excited. All right, let's shoot it. Wow, the optic is very clean and clear. It is illuminated. With my astigmatism, I kind of like to leave it non-illuminated because it's an etched reticle. I'm going to try to find a PDF of this reticle and show you. It's very cool. We're not even going to use it right now because we're going to mag dump at 25 yards. This is the Wolf steel case, non-lacquer coated. When we shot this in the first video, it shot the hardest. It had the most recoil out of everything. So we're going to see what it feels like. And we cleaned it and lubed it. We didn't swab the bore, but we cleaned out the inside of the receiver and lubed it. So let's see. Woo! Has a bit more recoil without the brake, but it's not so concussively loud anymore. Oh yeah, you feel the recoil. I'm gonna get closer to the berm. That's on the lowest gas setting too. Liking the trigger. I'm holding it sideways because the optic is so zoomed in, it just is what it is. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, now let's shoot the ammo I wanted to shoot. This is the last, probably the last we'll ever see it. Lacquer coated, Barnall. This is stuff that you would have found at Academy back in the day, labeled as Monarch. With the Russian importation ban, never gonna see this stuff again. I'm going to try to hit this berm right here, if you can show. It's going to be a little hard to do. All right. Here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That was 308. Come on, man. Substantially less recoil. God, it sucks we can never get that ammo again. Woo! I saved that ammo just for that. I knew it could rock and roll with that ALG trigger. If you got some ammo with like a low powder charge, this thing will rock and roll. Round count, what do you think we're at now? 300 rounds. We shot a full match. Did a ton of shooting for the first video. That's another 30 plus rounds. So we're approaching 300 rounds, and it's been very reliable for American-made magazines, which is crazy. Let's just get to it. We got to zero this thing at 100. Per the manual on this optic, this optic can be a little confusing. Per the manual with 147 grain 308 that we will be using, I need to zero an inch high at 100. I'm going to do my best to do that. Henry told me I should really true it up at 400, meaning where this tells me it's going to hit at 400, make sure it's dead on accurate. And then it should be very accurate using the 1, 200, 300, 400, 500, and so on to 800, where it does the compensating for us. That's what makes these little prisms and these ACSS optics so cool. Because I'm slightly R-worded, and it helps. All right, let's go to long range.
Nice. Left side right shoulder.
Cool.
Okay.
I put the tip of the chevron just at the base of the target. Okay, 300.
Nice. Looks like you hit it right on the shoulder.
Okay, that was underneath the base of my chevron.
Okay. That was on the stomach, right in the middle.
I hit it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes. Do it again. Now you hit low left.
Got it. Okay, I guess I did. I didn't hear the hit the first time.
Yeah, you hit it.
All right, 400.
Okay, that will be.
I'm sorry, that was 400. We're moving to 5 now.
So.
That was a hit.
Yeah, it was a hit, but I couldn't tell where it hit. But yeah, it says 400 at 5.
Right. I was using 400, the reticle to the right for windage. At this point, I'm getting to where I'm really having to struggle to see targets at that distance. The 5X, I can see super clear. I mean, I can see every target. But at 6, it starts to get pretty small. Okay, I'm going to use my 500-yard reticle at 6. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use the dot to the right for windage. Oh, I saw that. It was over his left shoulder.
Yep, left shoulder.
Okay, I'm going to hold dead on at 5. I'm shooting at 6 with the 500-yard reticle dead center.
That right shoulder.
Okay, I'm going to try again.
That looked low right.
Hit.
Yeah, you hit it.
Hell yeah.
Low.
That's fine. We got the hit. Okay, so 5. Using the 500-yard reticle at 600, I'm hitting a little low. Okay. 700. I'm going to put 600 on his head and then pull left, so I'm using the dots to the right to aim at him for the win.
Oh, you hit
That was
it!
a hit! Okay, maybe I just couldn't see the square for shit.
I'm saying this because the square target I've shot at well over a dozen times, I can barely see it. I can really only see about half of it, and I've been missing wildly. The first shot I took at the larger silhouette target was a hit.
Yeah.
So from where I'm sitting, it's hard to see because I know you can't see.
Looks like your shots hit on the shoulder. I think it was
Yeah.
left.
So where I'm sitting, the square on the right is covered halfway up by grass from the berm in front of it. The silhouette's hard to see, but I can see more of it.
That was low left.
Here we go.
Looks like it went right, left. Right.
Yeah, it looks like it went right. It's just dancing all around it. I'm getting close though. Hit!
Oh, you hit it!
So, if you look here,
Looks like your shots went
I've got my 700-yard reticle. I've got 2 dots to the right of it for windage. I'm basically putting it between those 2 dots, aiming at the head. So at 800, I'm putting the 700-yard reticle in line with his head, and I'm pulling over to the left where the 2 dots, his head's basically between the 2 dots, and we got a hit. I could tell you, like, after 500, my neck's straining pretty hard, and I still maybe don't quite have this in the proper eye box. For me to get into it, I'm like right here. For me to get really comfortable, my head comes back a little bit, and I'm kind of out of the eye box. So but that is literally as far back as I can possibly mount this optic with an RS Regulate. I'm not sure how you would mount it any farther back than that. You could use some of the extra pieces that come with it, but at that point your optic would be so high, it would probably take like a giraffe to shoot this thing. That's honestly the only thing that really made this difficult. You know, not too long ago, we shot the Krebs gun out to 600, but we were using a railed dust cover. That allowed me to mount a primary arms 3X really low, and it was way more comfortable. That's just AKs, man. The higher you mount optics, in my opinion, the harder they are to shoot and get comfortable. So that's as low as I could get it. It's still awesome out to 500 all day, man. It is super cool. And I really miss my muzzle brake. This gun kicks like a mule now with that flash hider. So I think the flash hider's got to go. It made it way quieter, but this is going to be purple.
Yeah, less recoil is always nice.
All right, man. Do I like the optic? Yes, that optic is the tits. It's so cool. It's so easy to compensate for wind. We have a super heavy left to right wind, and with these dots to the right, it makes it so easy. So you're not just kind of pulling a dot out into the distance and hoping you're walking it in. It's very repeatable when you start pulling to the left or to the right for wind. The ACSS Aurora is awesome. I really, really like it. This is a tip of the hat to Henry. I'm gonna try. I can't do 150, 250, 350. I'm gonna go out to 500 as quick as I can, hitting each target twice at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's like doing his speedway with training wheels on. And I'm not timing it, Henry, so don't make fun of me.
I can time it.
Are you ready?
Ready?
100,
Hit! Hit!
200,
Hit!
300 on the little gong.
Hit! Over.
Ooh, little target.
High right.
See, I got all excited.
High right. Hit!
400, the big guy.
Okay.
Ooh, wind picked up.
Hit! Right shoulder. Okay. Oh, nice.
All right, 500, big boy.
To the right. Hit! That looked low.
Okay.
That looked like on his side, on his left.
Yes. Whew. I think I only missed at 300.
Yeah.
300 messed me up. Hell yeah. Cool.